If you wanted a fantastic script to help your clients get off the fence and get motivated to go buy a house in today's environment, you're listening to the right episode of the Loan Officer Leadership Podcast. I am your host, Steve Kiles. We're powered by the Mortgage Marketing Animals. And today I have someone who is not a stranger to the podcast. We were on a Coach the Coaches meeting this week, and she said something, and I said, you have got to share that with our audience. It was such a great script that she's using with her clients, her agents, and helping people get motivated in buying in today's environment. My guest is Colleen Woods, one of our coaches with the Marketing Animals, top producing originator, team leader, amazing person, amazing. Colleen, what's up, girl?
Hey, Steve. Thanks so much for having me on. I'm excited to be here.
It's always a pleasure to have you here. Love your insight. Love what you're doing. Hey, we were on a Coach the Coaches meeting and you said something and I'm like mind blown. From the guy who loves scripts, you said something and I thought, man, you got to tell our audience that. So tell us a little bit about what you're doing in helping your agents and clients get off the fence and the scripts you're using.
Yeah. Well, the current market that we're in, this isn't special. This is just the market. And the last couple of years of interest rates being super low, remembering that they were artificially created, that wasn't normal. But it lasted too long. And unfortunately, our buyers just got a new taste of what it costs to have a mortgage in America. And it's not based on reality. What's going on right now is a more normal market. And unfortunately, not only are our buyers, but our realtors are also thinking that now's a good time for the buyers to sit on the bench and wait for the market to adjust or the bubble to pop, which you and I both know, Steve, that the bubble is not going to pop. The bubble is attached to inventory, and we certainly haven't solved that problem yet, have we?
No. Well, and it's interesting, even as you and I were talking about it earlier this week, the reality is there's still low inventory. All this has done is given the buyer the opportunity to negotiate again. Versus, several months ago, you're paying $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 above list price and with multiple offers. So it was literally nail biting going in saying, hey, I hope we win the deal. So it's normalized a little bit. However, we still got low inventory.
We do. But what I'm telling my clients right now is the current interest rate environment is simply the cost of entry into a less competitive market, because we are definitely seeing less buyers out there. We're seeing a whole bunch of scaredy cats sitting on the bench, waiting for the world to shift. And the people that are smart, in fact, 45% of all home buyers right now are first-time home buyers. Isn't that amazing? How the first-time home buyers are gutsy enough to be able to jump into the market. So the first-time home buyers are jumping in, but now's a really great time. There is less competition. Sellers are eager to sell their properties. They're negotiating. We're having proper appraisals, inspections. We're seeing interest rate buy downs, 2-1 buy downs. It's a great time to buy.
Hey, and I love the script that you used. And I think that's what, like when I'm looking for a phrase, a higher rate environment is the cost of entry to a lower competitive. How did you say that? Say it again.
To a less competitive market.
To a less competitive market. So a higher rate environment is the cost of entry into a less competitive market. And I got to tell you that when I heard that, I thought, wow, I mean, it's the cost of entry, but here's the good news. If the markets go down in the rates, we'll be happy to help do a low cost, no cost refi at that time. So now's the time to buy, because at least you're not paying over list. You're not as competitive. There's not as many offers being made. You do get to ask for seller contributions and ask for repairs on the property and to really get an extension in inspections and have a full 30-day close and not feel the pressure of literally doing whatever a seller says. And this is just simply a cost of entry. A higher rate's cost of entry. And when you look at the cost of a, say, 6.5%, 7.5% rate versus paying 30, 40, 50, 60 above list, we're still stealing the property, making a great deal.
Absolutely. We're making a great deal. And you and I know that the reason why the Fed is increasing rates right now, they're increasing the Fed rate, is because they're trying to control inflation. Inflation is out of control right now, and mortgage rates are attached to inflation. So when inflation comes down as a result of the Fed interest rate hikes, we know that interest rates on mortgages are going to come down. It's only a matter of time. So every single loan that you guys are closing out there, you mortgage lenders out there that are closing loans, you know that it's a 2-for-1, right? Like, you know that for every
You
single
close them
one.
today, you refi them tomorrow.
Yeah, I mean, it's a great deal. It's a great deal. So the last couple of years, all that anybody has known how to sell is the cheapest rate and fee in town, right?
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
have to think outside the box and start selling the reason that people buy homes. It's an experience. It's putting their family into a warm place, having them in the right communities, the right schools, that they're going to make memories, and they're going to have, vacation opportunities, whatever it is, or investment opportunities. It's still a great time to invest. So
Absolutely.
our job is to keep realtors and buyers on their feet moving forward, and we have blinders on. We're just going to keep going and keep doing what we do best.
Yep. Hey, were you the one that told me that the average interest rate since 1971 was 7.92%?
Yeah, I don't think I told you that, but I've heard that. So we're still below that.
Yeah.
So
Well, and I thought that was a fantastic, I mean, somebody said it this week and I wrote it down, and I just thought it was fascinating to think we really are spoiled with below market rates.
yeah,
And when you recognize, like, the average rate since 1971, I believe was the number, it was like 7.9, almost 8%. And I think it's really just about helping our clients understand the perspective and showing them you can still build wealth. And it's one of the greatest things you can do is purchase a home. And today is the best opportunity because you're likely to get the house you want instead of the one you feel like you got to settle with when the time's right, as long as you're not fighting the multiple offers, the overlist, all of the stuff we fought last year. And so it's still a great time. Hey, any other thoughts as they're out there working and growing their business and having their best months ever?
Yeah, absolutely. So another perspective is that for our parents and certainly everyone beyond there, somebody's house payment took up more than 50% of their household income. Now, we're even with heightened prices and heightened rates, we're still below 35% of the household income is going to housing. So
Wow.
even though, because we hear it all the time, like, right, like, yeah, interest rates were higher in the 80s, but purchase prices were lower. Well, yeah, but you've never made so much money in your whole life.
Yeah,
So
that's it.
everything has gone up and the cost of everything has gone up. So let's gain some perspective here and see that as long as the payment is comfortable for the buyer, like, I mean, we all know it's a little bit higher than what we've been paying, but as long as everything pencils out and we can show ability to repay, it's a good deal.
Yeah. Well, and thank you so much for jumping on. It's always great. I had to get you on to share this quick nugget. I love that script. I love the perspective. That today's higher rates are simply the cost of entry into a less competitive market. Now's the right time to buy. Hey, and also the perspective too. It's a twofer. I'm going to help you buy it today. When it's time to refinance, we're going to do a low cost, no cost refi for you. That way we can help you get into something that costs a little bit less, but now is the time to buy. So Colleen, thank you so much, girl, for jumping on the podcast, sharing your wisdom. And if you want to learn more, you're listening today and you're saying, hey, Steve, I want to know more about what you guys are doing at the Marketing Animals. I want help with my scripting. I want help with my structure or what to do to make it my best month ever. Go to freedomplanningcall.com. freedomplanningcall.com. We'd love to schedule a 45-minute call with you and help you build a plan and then help you execute that plan. So freedomplanningcall.com. Colleen, thank you so much, girl, for being here.
Thank you.
Appreciate you.
See you soon.
We will see you soon. And remember this, go out, subscribe, share, give us a review. We'd love to hear what it is we're doing to help you each and every week. And remember, anything we're doing is worth doing badly. Just get started. See ya.